Hello there. In what looks like some sort of punishment plan, the EU wants the power to restrict the UK's access to the single market during any transition phase. A 5-page draft treaty seen by Reuters, circulated to the EU 27 prior to the start of the next phase of the Brexit talks, contains a footnote that proposes that UK single market benefits could be restricted by the EU Commission if it thought that any remedial legal process would take too long. According to reports, the footnote says, "The governance and dispute settlement part of the Withdrawal Agreement should provide for a mechanism allowing the Union to suspend certain benefits deriving for the UK from participation in the internal market where it considers that referring the matter to Court of Justice of the EU would not bring, in appropriate time, the necessary remedies." Basically, the proposal is that if the EU says we're breaking the rules, they can act as judge, jury and executioner and punish us as they see fit without due process. Now that's the European Union Brexiteers all know and understand. But what I can't understand is why this has not been rejected out of hand by our government. And Sky News said, even pro-Remain MPs hit out at the proposal, with leading Labour MP Chuka Umunna claiming a transition period was beginning to look less like building a bridge and more like being made to walk the plank. Yes, the Eurocrats are pirates, aren't they? And our PM needs to act swiftly to shut this down. Because according to the Times, amid worries in their party that it could be taken over by hard Brexiteers, senior Tories have started a campaign to find a candidate that can either stop Boris Johnson or Jacob Rees-Mogg becoming their leader should Theresa May be forced out. According to the report, one cabinet minister has said that the PM's party leadership has the whiff of death about it. Senior Conservatives have launched a search for a stop BOMOG candidate to prevent Boris Johnson or Jacob Rees-Mogg becoming Prime Minister in a sudden leadership contest, said the paper. But in a move that will inevitably spark more talk of a leadership challenge, Boris is planning a big Brexit speech for Valentine's Day, says the Mail. The Foreign Secretary will set out his vision for liberal Brexit in the address as he seeks to put his stamp on the country's departure from the EU. But the intervention will inevitably be interpreted as a bid to push his own credentials to take over from Theresa May, says the report. Is this lining up to be a Valentine's Day Brexecution? At the end of last week, I told you about a move by a group of SNP, Labour, Scottish Greens and Lib Dem politicians to put a case before Lord Doherty in the Lord of Session in Edinburgh to refer the case to the ECJ for a ruling on whether the UK can unilaterally stop the Brexit process. Well, yesterday that attempt was rejected, with Lord Doherty saying, "I am not satisfied that the application has a real prospect of success. Permission to proceed is refused." Now to end on some more good news. Reuters reports that China's Huawei company said yesterday that it would be spending a further £3 billion on procurement in the UK. The company is the world's largest telecoms equipment maker, and it is looking for alternatives to the US, where it has been frozen out over security concerns, whereas the UK government has in the past said it has confidence in the company. Huawei said that their chairwoman made the promise to Theresa May last week during the UK trade mission to China that secured £9.3 billion worth of deals. The UK Trade Secretary was quoted as saying, "I'm delighted to welcome their increased commitment to the UK. with 90% of global growth forecast to come from outside the EU, my international economic department is working to ensure Britain continues to benefit from the vast opportunities available as we leave the EU. And the New Zealand PM, Jacinda Ardern, has said that she is here, ready and willing to do a post-Brexit trade deal with the UK and sign on the dotted line once we're able to do so. Speaking to the BBC Radio 4 Today programme, the New Zealand PM said, "We know that the priority from the UK's perspective is of course the Brexit negotiations themselves. But beyond that, we are here, ready and waiting, and really willing to model what those future trading agreements from the UK's perspective could look like. So when you are ready, we are." Good to have forward-looking countries to deal with, isn't it? So, what do you think about the EU trying to punish the UK, a possible Valentine's Day Brexecution, and our prospects for future trade? Please leave a comment below. Thank you. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. Thank you very much for watching.